I wanted to get to this Jaylen Brown thing. Now, Jaylen Brown just signed a deal. He gets the Supermax because he made an All-NBA team and became eligible. And they gave him the absolute most you can offer a player. And now he's the highest paid player in NBA history.
Wow.
Now, here goes the thing. You look at the social media, you look at these sports shows and things, and they say this. They say this deal is more about the timing, and Boston really didn't have a choice, and also it's a timing thing as far as he was eligible for a Supermax at the right time, and he got it, and it's not really a factor or a huge deal. This is my thing. I am not a fan of paying second, third, fourth, fifth tier guys top tier money. You just can't name me an instance where that has worked out. It always fails. And I don't care about timing. I don't care about some loophole where the NBA TV deals came in and you can offer this guy X amount of money this year, but next year not. It just doesn't work out, man. Like, and you say, oh, but okay, then the person will leave if you don't pay him. Okay, I mean, that's not the worst thing in the fucking world. Bradley Beal, I knew that was going to be an awful decision. I don't care. Leave then. I was bad with you. I'm going to be bad without you. What's the fucking difference?
Tyler Perry could do bad all by myself.
Do bad all by myself. That's a bar. And Jaylen, although, yes, I believe, I mean, he's in the same tier as Bradley Beal, but I believe he's maybe slightly better. I mean, he's a guy that he still struggles to dribble with his left hand. He's a turnover machine. I mean, he's not a max player. I know that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to unpack here. But we could say it shouldn't be about timing, but it is. The way these collective bargaining agreements work, there are certain possibilities that open up depending on what is in the CBA. And there's no doubt that he's a beneficiary of the timing of this deal. What's also true is he's not going to be the highest paid guy in the league for long. Somebody else is going to step into this window and be in an advantageous position. And so
but it's still too much. He'll still be top 5, top 6.
No, I agree with that, and I'm kind of getting to that point. The other thing is, though, like on another level of this, you look at it and say, he's always been the dude that's dangled in the trade talk.
Yeah.
And through the playoffs, it was, Jaylen's, this could be his last run with the Celtics. This deal, despite its obvious downside, does have it allows the Celtics to really show we love you and believe in you. And there can be a value in that. I'm not saying that trumps everything else going on, but that's an element of this. And then you have in private conversation, I guarantee you Jason Tatum believes he's a better player. And now the whole world knows he's paid less than Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, and his time is coming.
That can arise like a tension within that.
I don't think so, because his time is coming next year, right? So when that time comes and he's able to get that extension, he's going to supersede Jaylen Brown's contract. And now you're going to have two guys that's pretty much taking up the entire fucking cap. And they're two stars that are flawed in the aspect of they need like a full team, including reputable players coming off the bench for them to be successful. They're not plus what's the word I'm looking for? Added bonus type players. They don't make their teammates better. They need teammates to make them better.
Right, and I agree. That's probably the best way to phrase it. To say that, again, these are grizzled playoff veterans that have made it to the conference finals, that have made it to a final. But at the end of the day, you can say you haven't won a damn thing. And we're spending this much money on you, and we're going to spend this much money on the next guy next year. Like, what's the future of the team? We're not going to be able to put enough quality pieces around these two guys to win titles. And you look at it like this. in a lot of ways, they have had quality pieces around over the last several years.
Yeah.
And you have to look at it and say, okay, they're kind of in their prime. They probably don't have a whole lot of growth upward personally. And with these contracts, we're basically guaranteeing that the surrounding cast is going to continue to diminish. So by paying these two contracts, and this being the first domino, you're virtually assuring the Celtics are not going to win a title. It's a harsh way to look at it,
That's what.
but there's nothing else you can. I mean, I don't see another conclusion.
I don't. I just don't. And you know, I don't know, man. And they have a solid team this year. You know, so I think their window is before they pay Jason Tatum and have to like really rip this team apart. But you have Porzingis in there. You have to pray he stays healthy. And I struggle with this team whether they actually need a real point guard or not. I'm not sure. Like
Yeah.
I think Marcus Smart was really good for that team. He was just a 3-and-D type of point guard. Would they be better with a distributing point? I don't know, because Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown have the ball in their hands so much.
Yeah, it's a very from a basketball standpoint. Like when you're saying, do we need a point guard? What do we need? You have to be very honest with yourself as how you actually play as a team. And to me, the Celtics have enough, like the ball's going to be in Jason's hands the most, Jaylen next. They don't need what I'd characterize as a ball-dominant point guard.
Right.
That's why kind of Smart fit really well, because he was a plus defender. He could distribute the ball in a relatively simplistic manner. And he was never a great shooter, but he could hit some shots.
He passed the bar. Yeah.
Yeah, he passed the ball, but he could hit some shots. It wasn't, that. But you don't need, like, it didn't work when they had Kemba Walker. Because Kemba Walker needs
Kyrie.
the ball a little bit more to do his thing. Yeah. Kyrie a little similar. So, what you really need is kind of like a defensive stalwart, like a 3-and-D guy who has, for that role, maybe above average playmaking skills, so that you can, you still have some fluidity there.
Yeah. And I think they still have White.
They should have still have White, and he's a little bit of that.
He's a little bit of that, yeah.
But it's a hard mix. But I again, any successful team, you're gonna have to pay people.
Yeah.
And this is what I hate about, like, I mean, I get the economics of the salary cap and all that stuff, but that's what I hate about it. I feel like you most of these teams are like gun to the head. They have to pay people, and then they get into a certain position where they can't cultivate and grow and develop younger players behind them. And it's just not good from a pure basketball development standpoint.
Yeah.
If a team drafts well, maneuvers well, and builds a super team, they should have the ability to pay everybody.
They should.
Otherwise you're just not getting rewarded for doing the work on the front end and identifying and then developing players.
Yeah. No, that's true for sure. From